Hey everyone, welcome back. This is kind of a part two, like as far as the setting goes. Finishing up making some juice that I was juicing, and had to clear up some space on my iPhone there. So yeah, we'll just pick up where we left off as far as the juicing goes. This is going to be a different topic though. I figured, what better setting to talk about it than while we're juicing. I'm going to go ahead and basically tell you guys a little story about how I went vegan, how I went plant-based. And, this will just be kind of a short story. I can go more in depth in another video if you guys want to see it. So let me know down below. But basically, yeah, so let's see. Today is, we'll just say February 20. Got some ginger there. This is the last of it. February 2025, supposedly, right? Check it out. We got some apple, we got grapefruit, we got cucumber, we got lime, we got lemon, we got cilantro, got a spring mix, just to show you guys a little bit. But yeah, basically, so I've been vegan for just over 9 years now, right? Crazy, time flies. Yeah, I've been vegan for about 9 years now. And when I went vegan was actually, let's see, it was January 2016. So yeah, January 16 to January 2025 is 9 years. So we just hit 9 years in January. And yeah, it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey. And I mean, now it's just second nature to me. I'll be honest, the first couple years it was kind of like, I was this like more of an activist, you could say, or more of a, I would bring it up a lot and was doing all kinds of research and all kinds of stuff. But now it's just like, it's just a way of life for me. I just eat organic fruits and vegetables and veggies and vegan stuff, beans, all basically plants, all plants. That, and if you don't know, the difference between vegetarian and vegan is basically, even though the names are kind of like confusing, vegan is only plants, like only plants, nothing from animals. Whereas vegetarian, it's plants, it's basically no meat, essentially no meat. You still have eggs, you still have milk, you still have cheese, you still have honey, you still have all kinds of stuff. And I might as well just touch on it right now. I still do eat honey sometimes. I didn't for many years. I would say probably the first 6 years I didn't consume any honey. I didn't buy any honey. I wouldn't accept honey whenever anybody would offer it to me. And then since I moved to Oregon and I found there were so many, I forget what they're called, apiary maybe, or I forget what it's called, apothecary, something like that. Let me know down below where people have bees. There's so much local honey around here. And, I basically just kind of opened my mind to that. I said, you know what, if it's somewhat ethical, or however you want to say, if it's like mutually beneficial for the bees, then maybe it's not the worst to consume. I still do understand the vegan, like fully vegan mindset on it, where it's like, let me check on this Nama, where it's, it's like, what is honey? Okay, honey essentially is bees eating pollen and then regurgitating it, aka throwing it up, right, for their children. So it's like, if you're not into that and it's gross, then yeah, you don't want to eat it, right? But if you don't really care, or if you recognize that there is some medicinal benefits to it, then yeah, then you consume it. So, I still do understand that. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off on a tangent about that. So, you know, I'm vegan other than the fact that I'll consume honey sometimes. And yeah. So yeah, 9 years vegan or plant-based or whatever you want to say. It's actually been longer than that without meat. It's been, look at that cilantro. I actually stopped eating meat. The last day I ate meat that I remember, let me have a sip of this kombucha. Drinking a little bit of kombucha here because I don't drink, so kombucha is kind of like my drink. My drink. But yeah, so I actually stopped eating meat back in 2013. It was the end of 2013, and it was actually Thanksgiving Day is the last day I actually remember eating meat. I know, right? How theatrical or whatever you want to say is that? Oh, by the way, I'm pouring some juice here. You know, I don't want to skimp you guys. Check this out. What I like to do is I like to mix it together. I like to take each one of these, mix it together into this pitcher, so that way all the juice and all the you know, the ginger and the lemon and the cilantro and everything gets mixed together. Excuse me, by the way, if you guys heard me burp there. But yeah, so yeah, just like I said, I can make a more in-depth video. This is just kind of a short video while I'm juicing, but I know somebody else had commented asking me how long I was vegan, so I said I would make a video, and this is, I figure, hey, I'm making juice, might as well touch on the subject a little bit. But yeah, so Thanksgiving 2013 was the last day I ate meat of any kind, including fish, because some people think fish is a vegetable or something, but it's not, it's an animal. So yeah, no fish, no meat, chicken, pork, whatever. Thanksgiving 2013. And then, so let's see, Thanksgiving 2013 to 14 to 15. So 2 years, pretty much 2 years, just a little over 2 years vegetarian, because I was still eating eggs and I was still eating cheese. A lot of cheese pizza. I'll tell you, a lot of cheese pizza. Yeah, 2 years vegetarian, and then I went vegan New Year's 2016. And yeah, you know, I would say if anyone's thinking about it, or you know, and let me know down below if you're on your journey of health and your food journey, as I like to say, you know, because I'm not really telling you guys there's a right way. I'm just telling you, you know, my perspective. This channel is all about my perspective, and you know, if I can kind of help anyone, or if my experience or wisdom or whatever can be passed on to somebody, then that's awesome. But yeah, so for me, you know, it was a learning curve. You know, it was a learning curve coming from somebody like me who grew up in America, grew up in a very unhealthy kind of environment, just as far as, you know, I grew up eating dollar store steaks and McDonald's and KFC and the fast food stuff. Oh yeah, this is already ready, man. This Nama, if you don't have a Nama or one of these kind of juicers, you should think about getting one, because they are lit. Look at this. We filled it up, it's already ready. We're gonna dump it. Man, I love this thing. Basically, I'm making juice for the week right now. Going ahead and making roughly a gallon, maybe a little bit less than a gallon. So yeah, you know, it was a learning curve for me. I was used to not really cooking growing up and not really giving a second thought to nutrition. It was always like, you know, does it taste good? Or, you know, I'm sure you guys, some of you are very familiar with that. Some of you might not be. You might just know people that are like that. And honestly, that's how it was growing up. McDonald's, and not all the time, but Hamburger Helper, you know, things like that. Vienna sausages, like the little cans of sausages and stuff, ramen noodles. Not really the healthiest stuff. So there's the last little bit of ginger. This piece fell out. So yeah, there was a learning curve. I basically had to start from scratch as far as learning how to cook and learning about nutrition. I read several books. One of them was How Not to Die. Another of them was Eat to Live. And, the China Study. Several others. And, that brings me to my next part of the video, where I'm going to touch on kind of like the way I got introduced to it, because I actually had somebody introduce me to this lifestyle, as far as not eating meat, vegetarianism, veganism, and that was actually like a mutual friend, and that was back when I was 19 in 2013. So if you can do math, then you know how old I am. But basically, so I had a mutual friend that worked at the mall. Me, my friend, and our mutual friend, we were all working at the mall, and this girl told me, like, hey, have you ever thought about vegetarianism? And at that time, I really wasn't aware of it at all. I'd heard about it, but I didn't really know anything about it. I was still going to McDonald's. I was still eating Domino's and all the mainstream fast food. I didn't really know much about health, or I didn't really know much about like natural things. So yeah, she introduced me to it, and she actually shared this documentary with me, which really is what helped me make the connection. And if you're wondering, this documentary, it's called Earthlings, and it's narrated by Joaquin Phoenix, the actor, and it's from about 2005, I think. So it's trippy, right? Because at that time it was only 8 years old, but now it's 20 years old. And basically that documentary is about, I think it's like the 7 ways or the 10 ways in which animals are exploited by people, and I'm not really going to spoil it, but yeah, if you're interested, if you kind of want to get a glimpse of my perspective and all of that, that documentary really helped me make the connection and woke me up to a lot of things as far as animals and stuff. So yeah, Earthlings, narrated by Joaquin Phoenix. So I watched that, and yeah, that was actually just a couple days before Thanksgiving 2013. It might even have been the day before. I don't remember exactly. I just remember the two were very close together, because basically right after watching it, within a few days, yeah, this is already ready. Look at this. Ready. Oh, there's still some in there. Yeah, so sometimes with this Nama, just a heads up, it'll kind of get stuck on this hook that rotates. So I'm going to basically kind of get it off the hook. Off the hook, yo. Get this joint off the hook so it can continue to be juiced. But yeah, so I watched that documentary, and yeah, within a couple days, it was Thanksgiving, and I remember sitting down at the table and eating what they were eating, and I was like, yeah, this isn't it. Like, I'm done, And then yeah, about 2 years later, I rewatched that documentary, Earthlings. I rewatched it and I was like, yo, I was like, hold up, this is a vegan documentary. What am I doing? Like, how am I just vegetarian? You know? Because it's like, there's another saying, and I forget who it's by, but basically, I forgot to shout them out. Shout out True Juice. We're making juice, True Juice. Going to men's group tonight. But basically, yeah, there's this other saying. It's like when you read a book the first time, you see something you didn't see before. Or when you watch a movie or a documentary. And then the second time, and each time thereafter, you read a book or you watch a documentary, you see something in yourself you didn't see before. And I recently heard that, a few months ago, and that really resonated with me. That was like, yo. And that actually perfectly comes into play right now because, with this story I'm telling you, it's like the second time I watched Earthlings, right? The second time I watch it, I'm already 2 years into not eating meat and the vegetarianism. And I watch it, and I'm watching the things I'm watching on it, which I'm not really going to touch on too much in this video because, because of the reasons. Like I said, I'll make another in-depth video, more of like a blunt, straight up video if you guys want. But basically, yeah, I watched it again, and I was like, yo, what am I doing? Like, I'm not doing enough. I'm like, I gotta go vegan. And I remember that specific moment, watching it and thinking and feeling like yo. And you guys, hold on. I'm gonna pour this out and then I'll tell you guys that. Here we go. We got almost a gallon of juice here, and there's the pulp. But yeah, I remember that specific feeling. I watched it and I had that like aha moment, that like, whoa, I need to do more. I need to step it up another notch. I need to take it up another notch. And I remember having this feeling, and I envisioned myself, and I was like, I envisioned myself as vegan. I envisioned myself like just not eating animals, but not consuming anything from animals, like just being completely removed from that. What I was seeing in the documentary, I was like, being vegan is like basically the only way to completely remove the demand from me to these animals. I have to stop buying eggs. I have to stop buying milk. I have to stop buying cheese. And I have to stop eating products that even have 1 or 2% of those, because every time I buy those things, I'm literally taking $1 and paying somebody else to do those things I'm watching. And I said, I can't do that anymore. Like, I cannot do that with a clear conscience anymore. I can't just choose to continue eating this stuff because it tastes good or because I grew up eating it. I'm like, I have to change my behavior now that I'm confronted with new information about it. So yeah, I remember that feeling of like, just feeling like, oh, I felt so good. It felt like so freeing and so like light, just to know that I wasn't paying for any of that anymore. And knowing, how many animals wouldn't have to be disturbed or messed with because of me not choosing to buy that stuff or choosing to eat that stuff. And yeah, it felt good. I remember like tearing up a little bit, thinking like, man, I'm gonna be vegan. Like I'm vegan in here now. And yeah, anyway, like I said, if you guys want to see another full video, let me know, because I definitely could probably talk more. I mean, it's been a while now. So yeah, thanks guys. Got that juice made for the week. You know, if you guys aren't juicing yet, I would highly suggest you start juicing or making smoothies or something. You know, get them raw fruits and veggies in you. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Peace, love, unity, respect, health, wealth, and abundance to all of you. All blessings to the Most High, and all praises to the Most High. What am I saying? All praises to the Most High and blessings from the Most High. I'm so grateful to be making these videos and just alive, you know, living this experience of life. And I'm grateful for each one of you. So thank you for your support. Thanks for liking. Thanks for watching and commenting and subscribing and all of that. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know down below, you know, just your thoughts or anything you want to comment. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.